I think this is the tip of the iceberg, and I think that it's going to continue to come. I've been to a lot of rallies in Phoenix, and to get people to show up early is almost unheard of. They're usually an hour late. To have this many people now, and it wasn't supposed to start until noon, I think we're going to have a really good show here today.
Why do you think this Occupy Wall Street type of rally gained so much momentum?
Because it's by the people. It's not by anybody else. It's grassroots people. It's your neighbors. It's the people down the street. It's the people you meet at the grocery store. It's those people coming out. When you have pissed off the people on the streets and they start to rise up, the government needs to take notice. Corporations need to take notice.
Stop supporting wars and start creating jobs.
50 million. People, this is a crime, or what some might call it, equal to 63% of the gross domestic product. You're damn right. Bankers, more like gangsters to me. We need to send a clear message that those responsible for the economic crisis, should be sitting in a jail cell instead of roaming the halls of Congress seeking more special favors from corrupt politicians. Yeah. One of the main concerns of the foreseeable 1%. They take bailouts from taxpayers and in turn give themselves military bases in 130 countries around the world. We can cut the defense budget, save billions, and bingo, millions of more dollars for those dollars and use them for domestic needs. What can we do? Then have millions more for jobs.
They look like this is a way. Okay, we don't quite have it. Where are my chant leaders at? Okay. What does democracy look like? It looks like us. Democracy 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 looks like us. You know what? I look around here and I see young people. I see middle-aged people. I see, and I can say this, senior citizens. When do we want them? Good, that sounds convincing. Okay, we have...
It's nice to see everyone here. It makes my heart sore. We keep talking about it. How come 19 out of 20 years, the money comes to the VA late? Is that we, the people, in Constitution? Thank you.
Thank you. We have a couple of people who've asked to speak.
There's something terribly wrong with America when we bail out banks, but we don't bail out workers. Yeah. There's something terribly wrong with America when we increase the difference between those who have and those who don't. The disparity between the rich and the expanding poor is getting increasingly problematic.
Recall State Senate President Russell Peter. We are here today because we need to get our house in order.
Every day.
We are here because we need to put America back to work. We can have job, and more job.
Look, got me.
And here in Arizona, we have occupations in Flagstaff, in Tucson, in Sedona, in Prescott, in Yuma, and in Bisbee, Arizona. So here's my answer to creating more jobs. We need to promote that slogan, tax the rich, jail the bankers. So you say tax the rich. Why not? They broke it. Yeah, we know alone they will not fix it.
Some of the things that we like to buy, some of the things that we need, we have to do without. So we need to remind Washington that people without jobs cannot.
Something strong, a foundation for this country. Smell the coffee. See what's happening to our neighbors. to shop. They want us to help the economy. But with what? We have no jobs. We have no jobs. Come on, people. We have to stand up for our rights. That's all I have to say. Because I love this country. I love my country.
The free enterprise system gave me the ability to go out with a desire and a dream and make $1 million or go broke. I've done both. But I love this country, and I love what it gave to me, and I've seen the frustration several years ago, and I got involved, and I started a writing campaign with people on the party, but a lot of people just, it's a little rough. Well, I felt it was coming rough, and come last November, I watched what was happening all over the country, and I predicted we were going to lose. And we were going to lose because the majority of us were not paying attention to what was going on. So I decided to come up here today, and I want to talk to you people because this whole movement is great, but we need leadership, and I need a job. So here's what I wrote. Tucson Timeline, October 15, 2011. Let's roll, pay attention, and wake the F up. My old Italian buddy told me many years ago when discussing politics, hey Fitzy, pay attention. A day that will live in infamy, December 7, 1941, was FDR. The second day of infamy was the tragedy in Tucson, a day the whole world should never forget. Perhaps as it woke America up to what hate can do, and many people my age, 76, and Christina, 9 years old, were murdered, just waiting to see a 40-year-old congresswoman doing her Congress on the corner. And I knew Gabby very well, and she's still coming around, but she's a great friend of mine, and I worked on her campaign. I gotta put my glasses on because when you get to be my age, sometimes you need some reading. Masters of hate, Fox News, calling themselves great Americans, and immediately sent their guerrillas to Tucson to vilify our sheriff for honestly calling out hate speech for what it was. This past week, referring our president to Hitler on Fox News, first Hank Williams Jr., whose dad would turn over in his grave if he heard such talk, and then the great American Sean Hannity has him on his show again this week, continuing the vitriol. Then alongside Marine Ollie North and convicted felon, don't forget that under Reagan, more hate and clapping from his audience from the Fox 15th anniversary party. Sean's guest was Neil Burtz, another one of the talkers. And he called our president the worst disaster since 9/11. I would have thought a great American the likes of Hannity or North would have reached over and punched him. But instead they thought it funny and the audience clapped. Pay attention. I don't know about you, but them's fighting words, and being in business all my life, it's time we fought back. Good guys come in dead last, and I see it, this upcoming election is stacked against us, the 99%. Because we were asleep during the last election, November 10th, our voting rights were being challenged. Unions, which gave us part of the New Deal, and now this week a tearing down of the U.S. postal system. And don't forget our friendly oil companies who are just making a fair return of investment for Fox Saturday Morning News every Saturday. Pay 10. The only thing with the oil companies that bothers me the most, and why people should really get upset, that oil. Also, just rule, Exxon and all corporations are people, as Romney expounds, on an as a multi-millionaire, he can feel our pain. Really? The last election was a wake-up call, and we all got what we deserved because we weren't paying attention. Over 235 years ago, we were given the greatest gift of all time, the Constitution, and with it, the only requirement was our vigilance, which we sadly neglected, and now the results are before us in this upcoming election. If we lose, goes our democracy, and we become like Phoenix is today under McCain and his twin Kyle, a fascist state. Those two gave us the 3 P's of government. Palin, a plumber, and poverty. We're number 2 next to Mississippi. Our legislature is already taken over, and fascists and the very militant like their Sheriff Joe and legislator Pierce, who influences the government and appears only on Fox, the guardian of the henhouse. Great say, Fox, the henhouse. Wake up, America. If you think greed is great, keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep getting what you're getting. I do know how to lead a crowd dedicated to freedom and liberty and take this government back from the evildoers about to snatch the last vestiges of freedom away from the greatest government ever given by FDR and the New Deal, and that's where the focus begins. Arizona as it stands is a lost cause, and it's basically a fascist state beholden only to their corporate base. And a short while back, the Republicans on a partisan vote turned down help for the 99ers, people whose unemployment ran out. And part of the stimulus was to help these people who had no more income, all at no cost to Arizonans, and was a freebie for the state and would have immediately helped the Arizona tax base. This past week, McCain and the entire Republican senators voted against we the masses on the job issue. Yet this is what they ran on back in November 2010. Remember, jobs, jobs, jobs. Yet it was to fund another war. Yes, if it was to fund another war, even Bill Kristol of the Weekly Standard and his PNAC buddies, including Rupert Murdoch, who funded it into the Iraq War, would probably get a Woody. They would be so happy. I wonder if Sheriff Joe saw him, Rupert Murdoch, on the street, would he ask him for his papers? He is, after all, our most recent immigrant, I think the mid-'80s. Last election should be wake up enough, and I would like this headquarters to start at the scene of the tragedy and let Americans know that when our freedoms are at stake, it is our fault.
Don't stop, brother, don't stop.
Corporate America run amok is no accident. It's a deliberate effort to turn total power over to the wealthiest 1%, and then we become a dictatorship. Would any of them here in this audience ever believe that this could happen in our country? It's happening right now.
Not America.
Past week, jobs vote taken, Senator Republicans unanimously voted against us, the 99%ers, on putting America back to work. And they are united against the masses and have signed pledges to prove their hatred for us, the masses.
What's he talking about, Wall Street?
As Roosevelt said then, he welcomed their hatred for him. And to his credit, he gave us, through his New Deal, the greatest middle class the free world has ever known. Almost 70 years ago, he was having the same problems from the same people we're having today, and it would be a miscarriage of justice if we do not reject the very people hijacking our freedoms today.
Don't fight America.
I personally carry his message as a badge of honor and a call to wake people up as our democracy and freedoms are at stake. And if we lose, corporate dictatorship will, and I for one, want to show the world what true democracy and freedom is all about. It's about us waking up to greed and destroying it once and for all through our election process and keeping vigilante of our freedoms. Vigilance is the issue. Reagan said the problem with government is people, and it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people. Liberty is freedom, the right of power to live one's life without threat, fear, or retaliation, and justice, the principle of dealing fairly with the elected.
But to protest. So as I look at this crowd, this is a great crowd for Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming out. Has to do with taking money out of politics. Another one is to John Kyle, because he's on the super committee telling him we need jobs. So please take the time to sign in those petitions. Again, I want to thank you for coming out and participating, and we're going to be doing a transition now, and Angel will lead us through that transition.
This day, 15th of October, 2001.
To a lot of the activities that happened years ago. And essentially what brought, at this point, is the same scenario as the Roaring 20s. There was a lot of no control in the government and collusion, and that's what happened then and what's happening now.
What issues today are important to you?
The issues, well, of course, the big one is the job market, is to get our people back where they can afford their homes and purchase commodities that are needed.
Have you ever been to something like this before?
Nope, this is my first rally.
All right.
63 years, this is my first.
How many people do you think came out today?
I would say by noon there should be a couple thousand people here.
And why do you think this Occupy Wall Street type of rally has gained so much momentum?
Well, the people, greedy people in the Wall Street group, in collusion with the government, created this situation we're in right now, and got to put an end to it.
George Clifton. I'm a Marine Corps vet, and I'm a retired covert operative of the CIA.
What do you hope to accomplish by attending this demonstration?
Oh, getting my word out that I don't really care much about America's economic problems, because what we do to other people in the world is a lot worse. We're killing people in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, Iran, and Pakistan without any justification. So I don't care about America's economic woes. They pale in comparison to what we're doing to people in other countries.
Have you ever been to something like this before?
Oh yeah, I'm a protester all over the world. I protest.
Yeah? How long have you been doing that?
What's good for Goldman Sachs is not good for America.
Since I got out of the CIA, since 2011 years.
How many people do you think are coming out today?
How many are
coming out to the event today?
Main Street gets co-opted by the Goldman Sachs and the JP Morgan and the Bank of Americas. For example, just this week I read that loans that were going to be targeted for private small businesses are collapsing because they cannot get credit. Those loans are being redirected to the Wall Street banks. We need to demand change and equity and investment in our population.
She's trying to stop the medical marijuana program by asking the federal courts to intervene. Let me tell you something, I don't want to say any curse words, but that is bull, okay? It's absolute bull. But what she's really doing here, and this is what I'm here for today, is to talk about government abuse. Every one of you here has an individual agenda. Some of you lost your jobs, your homes.
Households live in poverty. 25%. That's more than any other ethnic background. And we refuse to acknowledge that? I think that if you really want to get serious about this, you need to look at the system that's in place.
Why do you think this Occupy Wall Street type of event has gained so much momentum?
Because America's used to occupying. That's their history. That's all they know. If you want to occupy, occupy. But if you want to work together, work together. When this nation was first started, they were to work together with the indigenous nations.
Thank you very much.
But that completely changed. Like Thomas Jefferson said, it'll take us 50 generations to expand what we need. You guys did it in like 2.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You need to get the lobbyists out of Washington. There are 11,000 lobbyists in Washington alone. 11,000 every day. That's what 10 of these combined? Every day are in Washington. They spend $3.5 billion a year on 565, wait, no, forgot the math, but like 635 representatives of this government. 3.5 billion? Where's that money going? What's it doing? Campaign contributions? This America's bought and paid for. And you guys got to ask yourself, do you want to continue this way? Because if you don't want to continue this way, you got to think serious about what you're talking about. It's not just about jobs. It's not just about wages. It's about the whole background of it. It's about how the corporate media, the news media, the marketing media, what they've done to you guys. I mean, look at what you're wearing. Just each and every one of you. Do you really need it like that? Do you really know what happens to the people that make your clothes, make your shoes? They took those jobs. And the thing is, we thought it was going to last forever, or you guys thought it was going to last forever. The thing was, when we were an economic power, there were 2 world wars. And we were the only nation that didn't have a decimated system. So no one could compete with us.
It is liberty we have.
In the right direction, but I think it's got to be more than just plastic and fabricated. I think you have to look deeper, and you have to and here's the thing, you have to look at what you're being taught in school, because the things that I'm talking about you're not going to learn in school. You got to do more research than just what they're giving you. Because that in itself is a system. I mean, who do you think pays for all those giant buildings you're in and gives you all those computers? Who is it? Corporations.
All of this money spent on the wars makes nothing for us. If you go to Congress and you say, I need $1 trillion for a war, they say, oh, where can I sign? You know. But if you say we want 180 billion stimulus packages, whoa, hold on there. We don't want to give the American people anything. We don't want to build up our infrastructure. We don't want to increase the capacity of our ports. We don't want to re-equip our factories so we can be competitive. We'd rather pour the money into another country's war.
The company that makes the tanks is making all the money right now.
Yes.
At the moment there's no war, that company's not going to make money.
Yes, General Dynamics Corporation makes a lot from building a tank, but that's it. That's all the money. There's no other, it doesn't produce anything. You don't plow with tanks. You don't power factories with tanks.
Of course. And the average American doesn't make anything with tanks.
And
use a tank.
The Air Force has a jet fighter. I think it's called the Strike Force fighter. I'm not positive. But it's been around since Desert Storm. It's never been used in combat. O.J. Simpson has killed more people than the Air Force's best fighter. Yeah, so, and it takes 50 hours of maintenance for every hour of flight. Exactly where was the intelligence in putting the money into that fighter?
And then you can't wet either.
Yeah.
You can't wet it.
Yeah.
The people who are even using these, the people who are fighting with these, soldiers, they're getting no benefits either.
Oh.
They're coming out of this, they get none of the money. They get none of it.
Please mention that the mainstream media constantly shills for these wars.
Oh, yes.
Constantly selling these wars. Look at the beautiful soldier greeting his little baby by surprise without showing us the other side of this. We are not killing rats over there.
Yeah.
We are killing human sentient beings that are resisting our imperial boot.
Yeah,
that is what's going on, folks.
Yeah, and I was an infantry platoon sergeant, and you cannot conduct a war without killing children. You know, when you call artillery and airstrikes, we don't have any weapon that will go into an apartment building and kill only the bad guys.
Right.
And when you go forward, you find a lot of wounded and dead kids and mothers and old people. That's the way the war is. That's what it is. And the people who want more war are really saying we want to kill more kids. They really don't care. I mean, Americans really don't care.
Right.
If they're not white, who cares?
Right. Yeah. They're paying the price. Oh,
yes.
Paying the price. And the average citizen is paying the price.
Scott, this is your number guy.
What's your name? James Sanchez from Dallas, Texas.
It's kind of a rhetorical.
What are you doing down here today? I'm doing out here because I want to end the Federal Reserve, because the fact things aren't getting more expensive, our money's becoming more and more worthless. Our government's printing off in record numbers, billions and trillions of dollars to fight wars that are based on lies, when the fact that gas is $3.30 a gallon, but yet a silver dime is worth $3.50. That's what I'm here for.
Cool. You gonna stay out here tonight, or?
I'm gonna stay out here. I'm gonna stay out here at least 4 nights out of the week, except for whenever, because I do have a job. I've got bills I have to pay. But I'm out here to fight for the cause, go home, take a shower, go to work, and then be right back out here. So, and then help and donate money, anything that people need, teaching classes on nonviolence, self-defense, anything that everybody needs is what I'm here for.
11 Southwest Zulus. We out here to show support, solidarity with the Occupy Phoenix movement. It's going on in various cities, various countries, so we out here definitely to show support and let them know we encourage and support the things that they're doing and some of the things they're saying.
How do you think hip-hop is playing effect in this?
hip hop man right here.
Well, I mean, as an artist, you know, it's really about teaching, because hip hop at the end of the day is really a countercultural movement and stuff like that. So it's really about us being like leaders and frontmen to kind of like put knowledge within what we do, our art and stuff like that. You know, personally, what I did is a project called The Podium, and I mixed current events with lyricism and put it on terrestrial radio and stuff like that. So it's really about doing things of that nature to have a positive impact on us as a society. So.
Do you think the hip hop generation today is ready for this? I mean, back in the 90s.
But were we ready for hip hop when it came out? At the end of the day, no. But you know, we kind of adapted to it. You know, it was like it went viral in a sense. So yeah, man.
Karis once said it best. Hip hop is an intelligent movement. Hip means, you know, intelligence, knowledge. Hop, movement, jumping up, you know, hopping is moving up and down. So it's an intelligent movement. It was a good wordplay by my man Karis One. Moggy 5000. Hip hop needs to be here. If you know, this is something that affects everybody across the country. And if people of color or people of a certain creed don't show their voice, then they won't be heard. You know, people have to speak in order to be heard, and that's what we're doing here, and that's what this is about. So this is definitely hip hop.
If we have any B-boys and B-girls and just punk blockers, I encourage you guys to come out and express yourself to this beautiful art of hip hop. Early Q, hit it. Turn it up, yo. Turn it up, yo. The beat. Come on. 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 Say hip hop. Say hip hop. Say hip hop. Yeah. Top, rock, top. Foot. Power moves. Breeze. Straight to biscuit, beat the fakers. Hold it down for the real breakers. Defy gravity, yeah, risk takers. Bust windmills, no need of fakers. What's hip hop without the bakers? Like LA without the Lakers. Like the Chills without the Quakers. Like Harlem without the Shakers. First name Depot, last name Lifting. Jump on Bison. Be specific, be prolific. Right on balls like hieroglyphics. Flag on beats like so uplifting. All that love like I'm so gifted. So descriptive, my big pictures. Hip hop racing on the fix. When I say we shall, y'all say overcome. We shall. When I say we shall, y'all say overcome. We shall. When I say we are, y'all say 99. We are. When I say we shall, y'all say overcome. We shall. Top rock. Come on. For the love crew. Stand rock, y'all. For the love crew. Where the beat goes at. Where the beat goes at. Where the poppers at. Come on. Yeah. Straight to biscuit, beat the fakers. Hold it down for the real breakers. Defy gravity, y'all risk takers. Bust windmills, don't need a makers. What's hip hop without the breakers? Like LA without the Lakers. Like the Chills. Come on. Put your hands in the air. Come on. Put your hands in the air. Come on. Come on, say it with me. When I say we shall, y'all say overcome. We shall. When I say we are, y'all say 99. We are. When I say we shall, y'all say overcome. We shall. When I say we are, y'all say 99. We are. How about they push next back?
Your right to peaceably assemble, occupy public space, create a process to address the problems we face and generate solutions accessible to everyone. Take action in 4 groups in the spirit of direct democracy. We offer support, documentation, and all of the resources.
Problem. I know. Physical, verbal, mental,
to them to do the same. This leads to a spiral of destruction where everyone loses. Like direct democracy, nonviolence is also a path that takes considerably more time and energy, but it is too efficient in that it always actually solves the problems at hand and involves all the stakeholders. I think we're willing to put in that time and energy. In this way, meaning truth force, soul force, or love force. Nonviolence is grounded in love. When you refuse to hate your enemy, you allow them to see you. You allow them to see you, and you open the door for them to see you, and you can see them. Remember that most of our supposed opposition are the very people we are here to represent. Remember that police officers are also part of the 99%. We seek to convert, not to defeat, because as Gandhi pointed out, no one is...
Right over there we got a water station set up. There are two big ones just. They've got duct tape yellow crosses on them, and you are free to fill up your water bottles there. If we give you a plastic water bottle, please keep it in the bank over there, and you are welcome to make a donation, and all of that money will go towards supporting, making sure that everybody is safe and everybody stays hydrated while they're out here at the occupation. Thank you so much. Go Freedom!
Before me. The right of the people. The right of the people. Peacefully not be violated. Not be violated. And the right of the people. The right of the people. To petition their government. To petition their government. For redress of grievances. For redress of grievances. Will not be violated. Will not be violated. We go to the people's house, which is the state house. That's for attention.
talking about.
Fuck me. Hey, get the fuck over here. That means join me. Hey, man, get the fuck out of here. That means separate from me. You don't even know your own words. That's to show that us blacks in Europe taught you whites how to speak English. You stupid ass. Go ahead. We ruled Europe for 1,000 years, and you hide it from our kids here in the United States, claiming that Christopher Columbus discovered this place.
Okay. We know he did.
Alright? We know that you didn't discover this place. You just celebrated it on Monday. Keep going.
That motherfucker got lost.
Alright? So why would you be down here protesting when the so-called Negroes ain't got their land back? What you took. So y'all should shut the fuck up. Keep going. Keep going. Y'all ain't got shit to talk about. Keep going. Why do I have to be around the people that hate me, that throw me in jail? If I walk through your rich neighborhood, you call the police on me.
That's right.
Fuck you. Keep going, man.
South of McDowell.
Well, I got bills are piling up to my fucking eye sockets. I don't know what to do. Everybody keeps a slapping stacks about my hands and pockets. The sky shit, I aim for the moon. But now I know, man, there's the day in the life of already made. Gangsta pimper, money making, shuffling, hustling his way towards a dream even on the rainy day. But when it rains, it pours, and no doors ever seem to open yet. I'm so tired, I wish one would just swing open, yeah. I'm still waiting, and a minute now, oh, knock, knock. Patience has always been a weakness, oh, out of my way, it's time for me to fly. But oh yeah, I'm coming, life's a hustle, then you die. Oh, I'm not too greedy, just a piece of the pie.
We are the 99%. 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 We are